Alright, hey everybody. So today is what is today? Today's Friday, March 20 something. March maybe 21st? Always forget the date. Being retired, it's hard for me to sometimes even remember what day of the week it is. But like I said on my last video, I'm back and forth on trying to make more content or not. Currently I'm here in Pensacola, Florida. It's kind of raining outside, but it is starting to warm up a little bit. So what I've recently decided to do is rotate my seasonal soaps. So I've been using for like the last months now fall winter soaps, and just 2 days ago I decided to switch it to my spring summer scents. And today I am using a very special soap. This is the first time I've ever used this soap. This soap is isn't being produced anymore, and I've been looking for it for a long time on the BSTs, and I finally looked into a set of it, and that's going to be from Otter and APR, being Jungle Warrior. And my phone doesn't really capture how great that looks, but the artwork on this is phenomenal. It has like a gold tin foil to it, and I just think Otter, whoever they hire for their artwork, they always kill it. And in the background, I think you can kind of see it, the APR logo. APR is no longer in business. The owner, I do not know the gentleman's name, passed away either last year or the year before, so they no longer make soaps. I do have the matching splash, and as you can see, it is quite a bit full. The soap I have over here, it is used, so it's not completely full. I have it blooming with some water, just because it is a little harder and it is old, so I wanted to bloom it with a little bit of warm water just to kind of soften up that top layer, make it a little easier for the loading. Today we are using a Wolfman. It is going to be the WR2. And I think you guys can see that. The handle is not a Wolfman. It's going to be the Timeless TI crown handle. And this is like probably my favorite handle I own. It's great, and they're not really that expensive. They're less than $100 for the handle. And it's great. It makes heavy razors feel a lot lighter, and it makes even lighter handles, razors like, say, the aluminum Henson, it makes it feel that much better because it adds a little bit of weight to it, and I love the grip on it. And it looks phenomenal. The Wolfman is in the basic polish, but his basic polish is like a top tier polish in my opinion compared to other razor makers. Blade inside is going to be a Gillette Nacet on its first use. And the brush for today is going to be this gorgeous chisel and hound handle. This beautiful wood. And the blue is a little harder to pick up, but on my end, it's a beautiful sparkly blue. Really hard to pick that up on this camera though with the lighting in here, because like I said, it's kind of a gloomy day and I have lights on in the RV, so you're not really getting a lot of natural sunlight in here. But the knot in it is going to be Milton from Turn and Shave, his BoBa knot, which is a boar and badger. And this one is a 75-25, so it's 75% badger hair, 25% boar. And that badger hair is going to be the M7 hair, which I really, really like. I have a Galaxy 28mm H7. And this one's density from Milton told me it's between a low and a medium for his boba knots, because he doesn't do any other density for these, but you can switch the hair, so you could do different mixtures. You could do like a 50-50, you could do a 75-25, and you can hit him up for all of his options. I gotta say, I really enjoy this knot. It's different than I was expecting. I was expecting it to maybe be a little bit rough because of the boar hair in it, but it's not. If I didn't know that there was boar hair in here, I wouldn't know that there's boar hair in here. The boar hair is that soft. It's hard to tell. I think for my next one that I plan on getting, I will probably do a 50-50 just to see what that feels like. The 75-25 is nice though. So let's empty the water and get that sucker onto my head. And I hope everybody's doing good. Get a towel to rinse off my hands. For me, nothing's been too crazy new in the wet shaving community. I did, get this fairly recently. With this soap, I also got a backup of the Cerbis soap. I had one tub that I got used, and I liked it so much that I decided to look up for a backup because they don't make it anymore. They might bring it back next year, I don't know. And that was a collab between HOM, Noble Otter, and Declaration Grooming. And with saying that, I never had the splash for Cerbis. And I got the splash now, so that's really cool. And I got the EDP for it. They did make an EDP of Jungle Warrior. I haven't found it yet. And like I said, this is my first time using it, so we'll see how it smells. Off the tub, it's a little bit different than I was expecting, because I've heard so many people like praise this scent. It's more like a spicy Fougere off the tub than I was expecting it to be. And there is the tub. The soap does move a little bit, which is fine. I think after this first use, that will probably stop. One thing I gotta say that I have liked about doing seasonal rotation now is it really gives me a better idea of what soaps to keep and what soaps to move. In the last month, I've sold probably about 8 soaps or so that, they just, not bad soaps. Either A, I had just too many backups of them, like I would have like 1 or 2 backups, and some soap, there's no reason to have a backup because you can get it any time of the year. And I have like 3 or 4 backup soaps of soaps just like that, where you can buy them any day of the week, any time of the year. They're not seasonal. And honestly, for me living in an RV, it was just starting to get too much. So I was like, okay, I need to start going through these. But it also allows me to use the soaps more often, right? So now I can use that one soap multiple times, and I can really get an idea of like, okay, hey, do I love it? Do I like it? So we added a little water to those tips, and we're going to go straight to the dome. I will say the first soap I used in the spring and seasonal rotation was Declaration Grooming Delta V, and I'll tell you right now, I love Declaration Grooming's soap base. It's really great. It lathers easily. It loads easily. It's phenomenal on the structure side. Like, it builds a very dense, nice, slick lather. Really love it. One of my favorite soaps. Easily, I could say right now, top 5 favorite soap. And I'm just dripping a little bit more water into here. But I can tell you with that use of Delta V yesterday, and I've only used Delta V maybe 3 times, is that it's a scent that's not for me. It's a nice scent. It's a nice, like, clean, fresh scent. But out of all the scents I own 100 soaps. So I was going through them yesterday. Because, like I said a couple days ago, I was starting to shift my seasons. I have 60 soaps that fall into the category of fall-winter. And I have 40 soaps that fall into the spring-summer category. So it shows you that fall-winter is my jam, really, in the hobby. But what I will say is some of those soaps could be used year-round, right? Like, it was hard for me to choose if it's a spring, summer, or fall-winter. And honestly, some of the fall-winter soaps I left on my shelf back there because they can be used in the spring and summer. But Delta V is just it's a good scent if you like and looking for a fresh, clean scent and you don't have any. I already have a couple. So it was kind of boring to me. So I already know, bam, new season, first soap, Delta V. I can already tell you, I am going to move that soap. It's a great base. It's a nice scent. But it's not a love. And for somebody like me, I'm trying to pare down my soaps because I live in an RV. And I honestly went a little too hardcore on buying used sets of soaps when I started out. Because I was buying bundles, so I was buying like a lot for 80 bucks and it would come with like 8 or 9 soaps. Oh yeah, and that could still use some more water. Again, this brush, great. Like, it feels like a cloud on my head right now. M7, it's really unique hair to me because it's as soft as a very gelled knot. Like, the more gel I've noticed on knots, a lot of times it feels more like nothing's on your skin. Sometimes they over gel them though, they over treat them and they become gooey. But gel knots are usually softer because the hair, it's making the hair softer to the touch. But this, and they dry really crunchy because of that, because it's very gelled, they dry hard and crunchy, so you can touch it, the bristles will be hard. With M7, it's as soft as a gel treated knot, but it's natural. Like, it does not dry hard. It dries soft. Damn, this thing is just taking a lot more water than I remember Noble Otter takes. And right there, folks, is a little hair, which is fine. That actually looked like a boar hair. You know, you're gonna lose hairs on your brushes. Not every use. Like, if you're losing hair every use, then that's an issue. But when you get a new brush, you're gonna lose some hair. And then even older brushes, once in a great while, you'll lose a hair or two. Nothing wrong with that. It used to freak me out, but the only time I've ever had that be an issue is maybe with like my old Schmorg board brushes, and a couple of those over the years, and I mean over the years of me using them for like 10 plus years, they lost so many hairs that it ended up having a circle in the middle. But look at that. Now let's talk about the scent. So the scent smells the same. It smells no different than it did off the puck to me right now. But it's definitely a little stronger. I would say Noble Otter isn't known for super strong scents anyways. But I would say that this one is one of his stronger scents that I've smelled. And that could be because it's a collab with APR. So, you know, I'm assuming APR did the majority of the scent work on this one. But it's nice. It's I wouldn't put it into like my bold and banging category. Bold being like that it's super strong scent. Banging being that it's fucking amazing, right? To die for. It's nice. It might be one of my It's definitely one of my favorite Noble Otter scents. I don't have a lot of experience with Noble Otter though, so that's saying something, right? Noble Otter, I only have 3 other soaps from them. I have Northern Elixir, which is like a eucalyptus green mentholated soap that's really great on hot days in the summer. But I mean, a soap like that's not going to have a crazy scent, right? Eucalyptus and like mint, you know, type scent. The other one that I have that is pretty bold and banging is 'Tis the Season, which is their winter release from last year, I think it was. And that one is bold and banging. That one, nice and strong, really unique scent, really, really great during winter, cold, Christmas, fall one. That one is actually so good that I have a backup of 'Tis the Season. My third Noble Otter soap is called Two Kings, which unfortunately he said is no longer going to be produced. He stopped making it. So if you see it in a shaving store online, it will not be restocked. And I originally got that one because of I heard it was a nice rose scent, and it's rose and out. Those are the only 2 scent notes on that one. That's why it's called Two Kings. And that one is also a banger. I love Two Kings. I love it so much that I have the EDP of that one. And I do have a backup tub of that one. And I thought about buying a backup EDP of it because he's also not going to be making the EDP anymore, from my understanding. The EDP is still on the Noble Otter site, though, but the Soap and Splash is not. I checked it yesterday. I just wanted to see if they still had it or not. First pass down, and yeah, this is nice. This is it's not super strong, but it is strong for a Noble Otter scent, I would say, compared to my other Noble Otters. And adding a little bit more agua. And the Noble Otter base is amazing. I don't know enough about Noble Otter to know if Jungle Warrior is in a different base than the current Noble Otter. I can tell you I can't tell if there's a better performance based on the new stuff compared to this. Like I said, I don't have a lot of Noble Otter soap. I only have 3, so this is my 4th. Now the question is, do I like this enough to keep it? As of right now, yeah. Yeah, it's nice. It's not as spicy. The spiciness is starting to toe down quite a bit. And it's just turning into kind of a really nice, more of a, like a rich Fougere. Where a lot of Fougères to me come off as very green. This one is just more of a rich, like, and maybe that richness is from the spice that I'm smelling. But it's quite unique. I don't think I've really smelled or had my nose on a Fougere in the wet shaving community that smelled quite as rich as this does. It's almost like a, I wonder if the scent notes are on here, because I don't even know the scent notes, to be honest. It's, I don't know if it's a sandalwood, what that richness is. This razor, it's so freaking nice. And probably still is the king of all my DE razors as far as my favorite. And the reason that is one, is just It's insanely efficient, like crazy efficient at cutting down the hair and keeping it cut down for a long time, right? And on top of that, for how efficient it is, oh, look at that, another little hair. For how efficient it is, it's insanely smooth. Like, this razor is as smooth as like my Carve Overlander, but way more efficient. So you get like top tier efficiency, but you get way more. You get top tier efficiency with just the smoothness, you know. And that's the thing of why like a lot of medium efficiency razors are so popular, because you can use them really well as daily drivers because they're so smooth, right? Where some higher efficiency razors, you can't do that because it could irritate the skin because they're not super smooth. And with this razor though, I can use this as a daily driver because it's that smooth. And personally, I have never noticed it not being smooth, like no matter what razor blade I use. And then on top of that, so besides it just being insanely efficient and really smooth, it's phenomenal looking. Like I said, the craftsmanship and the polish on this thing is insane. And the stock handle that I have with it, same thing. It's gorgeous looking polish-wise. The only reason I like to use this handle though is because makes it a little bit lighter. With Wolfman though, because he does custom work, you can get his handles to be hollow, so they would be lighter. I bought my Wolfman, this one, with the handle used. If I was to buy a custom, I would probably look at a hollow handle, just knowing the weight of them, or I would look at probably buying a TI. And that's just me personally, because I like my razors to be in the 40 to 85 gram range. And his razors usually weigh more than that, unless they have a hollow handle / or TI. And that was a beautiful second pass. And honestly, I am baby butt smooth. Like, I don't even need a third pass right now. Damn, that was nice. Do I want a third pass? You know, I don't think I'm going to do a third pass. I think instead I still have a lot of soap and I don't want it to go to waste. So I could do two things, and I've done this in the past, is don't clean out the brush and I just leave it in and use it again for tomorrow's shave and just re-wet the tips a little bit to re-engage the lather. But instead what I might do is clean up my beard a little bit. I don't shave my beard and clean it up every day. I was doing it like twice a week, but now I'm trying to do it a little bit more often just to make it a little faster and easier. Because what I've noticed is now, like when I shave my neck gets more irritated. And I guess because I'm not a daily shaver anymore. Like when I was in the Marine Corps, still working last year before I retired, I never had irritation on any part of my face, any part of my head, any part of my neck, ever, because I was shaving every day. But now my skin has kind of gone into baby mode because it's not used to being shaved every day. So I definitely, you can even see right here, I think, I had an ingrown hair the other day, because I only shave like once a week now to clean up my beard. So I think I'm going to start trying to do it maybe every 2 days. I don't know. Maybe every day. But I think for right now I'm going to try to do it every 2 days. So I think off camera what I'm going to do is I'm going to reuse this and clean up the beard. But right now, what I'll do is the splash. Another thing I've been doing, and I didn't bring it out with me right now, so I'm not going to do it, is after I shave, what I've been using too is Thayer's witch hazel. And I just put a little bit on whatever part that I shave, let that dry in, and then I use the aftershave splash. And the reason I've been doing that is because I've been trying to see because witch hazel is supposed to really help calm the skin and help with inflammation. Because you know when you shave, you're rough on the skin, it's gonna make the skin inflamed, right? And that's supposed to help with that. So I've been using that a lot to see if it makes like my skin feel better, more nourished, less inflamed. And I think it's definitely been helping, especially my face, because like I just told you, now that I was only shaving, cleaning up the beard like once a week, that using that witch hazel by Fougere definitely has been helping. But for today, because I didn't bring it out, I'm just going to use the splash. And what I can tell you right now, though, is the post shave on this APR Jungle Warrior is really nice right now. Like, not the best in the game I've ever had, but it's really nice. Like right now, my skin feels a little supple, a little like nice and sticky. Feels nice, but I want to know what this is like, especially because sometimes splashes are a little different in the scent category and they're a little stronger. So let's see what we got. Oh yeah, it's definitely a little stronger. Okay, slight little burn, which is interesting because I didn't think there was alcohol in here. Let me see. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about... Oh yeah, never mind. First ingredient's alcohol. But there's also witch hazel in here. I wasn't sure if there was going to be alcohol or not because APR was part of this collab, and that APR is out of Australia, so I wasn't sure if an Australian company, I wasn't sure if they did the splash, because if they did the splash, you know, with alcohol, you can't ship internationally like that. But I'm guessing Noble Otter, you know, did everything, and probably APR just sent them the fragrance to put into the splash. And the splash is stronger. It's still a very rich Fougere. Again, it's nice. You know, would I buy this again if I saw it on the BSTs? Yes. Did I hype myself up about this collab and this thing because I've been looking for this soap for over a year? Yeah, I definitely hyped myself up more than I should have. It's a good scent, but it goes to show, don't hype yourself up for brushes, razors, because you might be disappointed when you initially use them if they don't meet that hype level that you had expectations for. It's good. Would I buy another one though? So if I saw it on the BST today, owning this one, would I buy a backup of it? I think so. I think I would buy a backup. And the reason being, because it is nice. It is nice, and knowing that it's not made anymore, I could see having a backup of stuff like this. And that's me as a guy that does have a lot of backups though. But I'm trying to get rid of my backups that you can get yearly, right? And I'm trying to keep only my backup soaps and splashes of things that aren't made anymore, like this. This isn't made anymore. So it is kind of nice having an extra of these. So whenever you do run out of this, you have another one to pull out. And I know there's kind of that sense of, well, eventually that one's going to die off too, so what's the point of a backup? And I do get that, but if it's something you really do love and it's a scent you like, it lasts a little bit longer in your life, so why not? So yeah, I would recommend this. If you can find it, I recommend it. Would I spend a lot of money on it? No. How much did I spend on it? I feel like I got a good price, even though it is used and it's not a full tub. You saw the splash, though, is like 90% full. The tub, I don't know. I always have trouble. You can see right there. That's how much is left. I don't know. I don't know if it's 80%, 90%, 50%. It seems like a good amount. I spent 30 bucks on this set. I would spend 30 bucks on another set like this. Would I spend $100 on this set? No. Would I spend 80 bucks on this set? No. I think 30 to 35 bucks would be my limit on a used set of Jungle Warrior. And that's even kind of that could be even considered pricey to some people, being it's a used set, and it, you know, you might not be getting a full tub of soap or whatever have you. But that's just me personally. So in wrapping this sucker up, for me blabbing all day, today we used our WR2 Wolfman. The gap on it is a 1.55. And I don't think I mentioned that in the beginning of the video. So that is why it's so efficient. It's a high gap. But even with that gap of 1.55, it is insanely smooth. The brush of choice today was this beautiful Trotter. I mean, not Trotter, gosh. Chisel and Hound. Chisel and Hound. Wood with this beautiful blue. And with a turn-in shape, BoBa 7, because it's M7 hair, knot that is 75-25, 75% of it being badger hair, 25% being boar hair. Our software for today was Noble Otter, Jungle Warrior collab with APR. Gorgeous, man. This is probably one of my favorite artwork out of all my sets that I was looking through yesterday, to be honest. Ooh. And we used the matching splash. I hope you guys all have a good one, have great shaves, and I'll see you guys on the next one.